Hello everyone, my name is Rane Faraulia and I'm majoring English Literature. So now I want to present my presentation about constituency for part 1. So let's move on to the video. Before we continue to the content, there are tables of contents. Um, the first one is definition, second is the functions, types, examples, form, and the last is conclusion. Okay, we move on to the definition. So, a constituency is a specific geographic area or group of people represented by an elected official in a legislative body. Members of a constituency vote to choose a representative who voices their concerns and makes decisions on their behalf. Constituencies ensure that every part of a country or a community has a voice in government, allowing diverse interests and needs to be considered in policy making. Next slide is about functions of constituency. Constituencies ensure that citizens have a say in government and are represented in decision-making processes. They form the foundation of representative democracy, allowing diverse groups and regions to participate in governance. Constituencies play a crucial role in democratic governance because they connect citizens to their representatives. Through constituencies, people participate in elections and hold their leaders accountable. Without constituencies, it would be difficult to organize elections fairly or ensure that all regions and groups have equal representation. Constituencies help maintain balance by ensuring that representatives focus on the specific needs and concerns of their voters, fostering a government that is responsive and inclusive. Moving on to the types of constituency, the first one is national constituency. It represents the entire country. Example, citizens voting for a president. National constituency represent the entire population of a country. For example, in presidential elections, all eligible voters across the nation form a national constituency to elect the head of state. The second is state constituency. These constituencies cover specific states of provinces. Voters within a state elect representatives such as governors or state legislators who focus on state level issues. The third is local constituency, represents a city, town, or local area. Example, voting for a mayor. This refers to smaller areas such as cities, towns, or districts within a municipality. Local constituencies elect officials like mayors or city council members who manage community-specific concerns. Next is legislative district, a defined area that elects a representative to a legislative body. Example, congressional district in the US. These are subdivisions within a country or state created specifically to elect members to legislative bodies such as parliaments or congresses. Each district elects one or more representatives. Next is parliamentary constituency, area that elects a member of parliament. Example, UK parliamentary seats. In countries with parliamentary systems, these constituencies elect members of parliament, MPs. Each constituency typically elects one MP who represents the area in the national legislature. And the last is assembly constituency, area that elects a member to a state assembly. Example, state legislative seats in India. In some countries, especially those with federal system like India, assembly constituencies elect members to state legislative assemblies. Each type of constituency serves a particular function and corresponds to different levels of governance, ensuring representation from the local to the national scale. Here's are the examples. The first one is national, all U.S. citizens voting for the president. The second is state, residents of California electing their governor. The third is local, voters in Chicago choosing their mayor. And the last is legislative district, Texas, 7th congressional district elects a member to the U.S. House of Representatives. So, how are constituencies formed? Constituencies are formed through a process called constituency delineation or redistricting. This involves dividing a country or region into areas with roughly equal populations to guarantee fair and equal representation for all citizens. The goal is to ensure that each representative speaks for about the same number of people, preventing disproportionate influence by any group. Electoral commissions or independent bodies usually oversee this process to maintain impartiality and fairness. Factors considered during delineation include population size, geographic continuity, community interest, and administrative boundaries. Properly drawn constituencies help avoid gerrymandering where boundaries are manipulated to favor certain political parties or groups. Okay, the last is conclusion. Constituencies are essential for democratic representation. They come in various forms and sizes depending on the level of government. Fair delineation and active engagement between representative and constituents strengthen democracy. And that is for part one. We're moving on to the part two. It's about three diagrams. The first one, the book that was recommended by the professor has been borrowed by several students. The main clause is the book has been borrowed by several students. The subject NP, the book, is modified by a relative clause that was recommended by the professor. The relative clause contains a passive verb phrase was recommended and a prepositional phrase by the professor. The main verb phrase is passive, has been borrowed, followed by the agent introduced by several students. The second is although the match was delayed due to rain, the players continued their warm-up routine. The sentence has two parts, a subordinate clause introduced by although and the main clause. The subordinate clause, although the match was delayed due to rain, explains the condition. The main clause, the players continued their warm-up routine, states the main action. The subordinate clause, a passive verb phrase, was delayed, and a prepositional phrase due to rain. The third is the new regulation were announced by the government after the economy showed signs of instability. The main clause is passive. The new regulation were announced by the government. The adverbial clause after the economy showed signs of instability indicates the time of the announcement. The adverbial clause contains the economy as subject and showed sign of instability as the predicate. The fourth is the man who was arrested last night had been hiding in the abandoned warehouse for weeks. The subject MP, the man, is modified by a relative clause who was arrested last night. The main verb phrase is past perfect continuous, had been hiding. The prepositional phrases in the abandoned warehouse and for weeks describe location and duration. The last is the big girl saw Eleazar with a lovable panda recently. The subject is the big girl. The verb is saw. The direct object is Eleazar. The prepositional phrase with a lovable panda modifies Eleazar, indicating who he was with. The adverb recently modifies the verb phrase, indicating when the action happened. And maybe that's all from me. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time.